Do you remember the exact second you fell in love with this show? The theme song, the classroom, that one Friday night when everything just clicked. This cast gave us that moment, and then they each walked off into lives that will absolutely take your breath away. Let's pull back the curtain and see where the cast of Boy Meets World truly is in 2026. We are starting right where we should, with the girl who taught an entire generation that intelligence is beautiful. Number 1, we have Danielle Fishel as Topanga Lawrence. Born in 1981, Danielle was just 12 years old when she first walked onto the set of Boy Meets World in September 1993. During the show's entire run, she was between 12 and 19. And today, in 2026, she is 44 years old and absolutely glowing with every bit of that wisdom Topanga always promised she would carry. Here is what makes Topanga's emotional legacy so extraordinary. She wasn't just a love interest. In an era of TV where teenage girls were almost always written as ditzy sidekicks, Topanga Lawrence stood in the hallway of John Adams High School and declared, without apology, that being smart, spiritual, and weird was a superpower. For millions of awkward, bookish kids watching on Friday nights, she was the first character who looked at them through the screen and whispered, "You are enough." Behind the scenes, Danielle has opened up about something deeply personal. She was threatened with firing on her very first day of filming by the show's creator. She was 12 years old. Instead of crumbling, she dug in, showed up, and over the next 7 years became one of the most beloved characters in television history. That kind of resilience at age 12? That is not acting, that is character. In 2026 Danielle, she is thriving on every level. She co-hosts the wildly popular Pod Meets World podcast alongside her former co-stars, Ryder Strong and Will Friedle, where the three of them rewatch every single episode of the show and give fans the behind-the-scenes commentary they have always craved. The podcast has become a genuine cultural phenomenon, a love letter from the cast to the fans who never forgot them. In late 2025, Danielle competed on season 34 of Dancing with the Stars, bringing Mr. Feeny himself, the legendary William Daniels, at 98 years old, out for a cameo during her dedication jive to the Boy Meets World theme. The internet broke in the best possible way. She is also a director, having helmed episodes of Girl Meets World, Raven's Home, and Lopez vs. Lopez. And in a move of extraordinary bravery, she publicly shared in August 2024 that she had been diagnosed with DCIS, ductal carcinoma in situ, a stage 0 form of breast cancer. She did not retreat. She spoke openly about it, turning her experience into awareness for millions of women. The girl who taught us to be brave on screen became the woman who teaches us to be brave in real life. Topanga always said, "I know who I am and what I want." 3 decades later, Danielle Fishel is living proof that she was speaking for herself the whole time. If Danielle was the heart, then our number 2 was the soul, the boy the whole world literally watched grow up. Number 2, we have Ben Savage as Cory Matthews. Born on September 13th, 1980 in Chicago, Illinois, Ben was just 12 years old when Boy Meets World premiered and 19 when it ended. Today, in 2026, he is 45 years old. Think about that for a moment. The kid who could not figure out how to talk to Topanga at the water fountain just celebrated his 45th birthday. Cory Matthews was the great democratizing hero of 1990s television. He was not the coolest kid. He was not the most athletic, the most handsome, or the most talented. He was just deeply, desperately, universally human. He worried too much. He loved too hard. He said the wrong thing at the worst possible moment. And week after week, millions of kids tuned in to watch this ordinary boy navigate an extraordinary thing, the terrifying, beautiful, messy act of growing up. Because watching Cory Matthews stumble made them feel less alone in their own stumbles. Here is a piece of trivia very few people know. Ben Savage's older brother is Fred Savage of the Wonder Years, meaning that America spent the late 1980s and 1990s watching both Savage brothers grow up on screen in two of the most emotionally resonant coming-of-age shows ever made. That is a television legacy without parallel. After the show wrapped, Ben did something almost no one in Hollywood does. He put the cameras down and went to school. He graduated from Stanford University in 2004 with a degree in political science. He then interned with the office of U.S. Senator Arlen Specter and spent years quietly building a life that had nothing to do with fame. In 2023, he married his partner Tessa Angermeyer in a private ceremony. And on November 26, 2025, the day before Thanksgiving, Ben and Tessa welcomed their first child, a baby girl. He posted the announcement wearing a Girl Dad t-shirt, captioning the photos simply, "Welcome, little one." Cory Matthews is officially a girl dad. If that does not wreck you emotionally, we don't know what will. Now, it's worth noting that in recent years, Ben has stepped away from the Pod Meets World circle. His former co-stars have spoken openly about losing touch with him. There is clearly a private chapter of his life he is choosing to protect. And you know what? We honor that. Some people need to find themselves outside of the spotlight that defined their childhood. That is not a sad story. That is a very human one. If you thought that transformation was surprising, wait until you see who is coming up next. A young man who turned the most troubled teenager on television into one of the most intellectually fearless voices of his generation. Number 3, we have Ryder Strong as Shawn Hunter. Born on December 11, 1979, in San Francisco, California, Ryder was 13 years old when he first walked onto set as the brooding, beautiful, heartbreaking Shawn Hunter. He was 20 when the show ended. In 2026, he is 46 years old, and he has grown into exactly the kind of complex, thoughtful man you would hope Shawn Hunter might have become. Shawn Hunter was the emotional engine of Boy Meets World. While Cory was the everyman anchor, Shawn was the soul that made you feel. He came from a broken home. He struggled with his identity. He loved deeply, but was terrified to be loved back. The writers put that character through the ringer every single season, and Ryder Strong played every note of it with a sensitivity that left an entire generation breathless. Shawn Hunter was the first character on mainstream American family television who showed kids that it was okay to be a work in progress. Here is a behind-the-scenes gem. Ryder Strong is not just an actor. He graduated from Columbia University with a degree in English, magna cum laude, and he earned his MFA, Master of Fine Arts, in Fiction and Literature from Bennington College in Vermont, which he completed in June 2009. He is a published writer, a filmmaker, and a podcast host. He co-hosts the Literary Disco podcast, in which he and two friends discuss literary fiction with the kind of rigor usually reserved for academia. In 2013, Ryder married actress Alexandra Barreto, the love he met on a TV set back in 2006. They have a son named Indigo, Indy Barreto Strong, born in December 2014. He also co-hosts Pod Meets World and has been one of the most emotionally honest voices on that podcast, willing to revisit painful moments from the show's production with grace and integrity. In 2026, Ryder Strong is 46, thriving and living proof that the most interesting stories begin long after the cameras stop rolling. Number 4, and oh, if you were a Boy Meets World fan, you already know that just saying his name is enough to make you smile. Number 4, we have Will Friedle as Eric Matthews. Born on August 11, 1976 in Hartford, Connecticut, Will was 16 when Boy Meets World began and 23 when it ended. In 2026, he is 49 years old, just 1 year away from his half-century mark, and still making the internet burst into laughter every time he opens his mouth. Eric Matthews was, in the most loving way possible, an absolute disaster, and that was his superpower. In a show full of earnest life lessons, Eric was the glorious, chaotic exception, a human tornado who stumbled headfirst into every situation, made everything worse, and somehow emerged with his dignity intact and a lesson learned. Will Friedle played that role with such perfect comic timing that he regularly stole scenes from the main cast while making it look completely effortless. Eric Matthews is, to this day, one of the funniest characters in the history of ABC family television. That is not an opinion. That is a fact fans have voted on repeatedly for 30 years. What many fans don't know is that Will Friedle became one of the most prolific voice actors in animation history after Boy Meets World ended. He was the voice of Terry McGinnis, the Batman of the future, in the acclaimed Batman Beyond animated series. He voiced Ron Stoppable in Kim Possible for 5 years. He has voiced Peter Quill, Star-Lord, in multiple animated Marvel projects. The man behind Eric Matthews has quite literally voiced some of the most beloved characters in animation across 2 decades, all while staying beautifully out of the tabloid machine. In 2016, Will married his wife, Susan Martins, in a quiet Connecticut wedding. His caption on social media, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mrs. Squirrels," a nod to his beloved BMW nickname. And in a moment that turned him into the internet's favorite person, in May 2025, Will announced that he was going to be a grandfather. His stepdaughter was expecting. Eric Matthews, soon to be grandpa. If that is not the most wonderful sentence in 2025, we don't know what is. While some embraced the spotlight, our next star chose a path no one saw coming, becoming a living legend, not just for one generation, but for nearly a century of them. Number 5, we have William Daniels as Mr. George Feeny. Born on March 31st, 1927, in Brooklyn, New York, William Daniels was 65 years old when Boy Meets World began filming, and 73 when it concluded in May 2000. In 2026, this extraordinary man is 98 years old. 98. Let that wash over you. To call William Daniels simply an actor is like calling the Pacific Ocean simply a large puddle. Before Mr. Feeny ever stood in that classroom, William Daniels had already made television history as Dr. Mark Craig on St. Elsewhere, winning 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for the role. He was the voice of Kit, the iconic talking car, in Knight Rider. He played John Adams in the Broadway musical 1776 and reprised the role in the film version. He played Dustin Hoffman's father in The Graduate, one of the most celebrated films in American cinema. This man's resume is a masterclass in the entire history of American entertainment. But for millions of children who grew up watching Boy Meets World, William Daniels is Mr. Feeny, full stop. And the reason is not just talent. It is the philosophy embedded in every single line that character delivered. Mr. Feeny never told Cory and his friends what to think. He asked them the questions that forced them to think for themselves. He showed up in their lives not as an authority figure to be obeyed, but as a human being to be reckoned with. In the series finale, the scene that has made grown adults cry on rewatches for 26 years, Feeny waits until the room is empty, believes no one is watching, and whispers to the empty classroom, "Class dismissed." William Daniels delivered that line with such quiet devastation that it became one of the most emotionally perfect moments in the history of the sitcom. In 2026, William Daniels is 98 years old and still a force of nature. He has been married to his wife and fellow 2-time Emmy winner Bonnie Bartlett since June 30th, 1951, nearly 75 years of marriage and counting. In 2024, he reunited with Danielle Fishel, Ryder Strong, and Will Friedle for photos, posting on social media, "Just a little reunion with my favorite students." At the age of 98, he made a cameo on Dancing with the Stars, dancing with Danielle Fishel to the Boy Meets World theme, and reminding every person watching that some people are simply built to last forever. Number 6, we have Matthew Lawrence as Jack Hunter. Born on February 11, 1980 in Abington, Pennsylvania, Matthew joined the cast in Season 5 as Shawn's long-lost half-brother Jack Hunter, and almost immediately became one of the most popular new additions the show had ever seen. During filming, Matthew was between 15 and 20 years old. In 2026, he is 46 years old. Matthew Lawrence came from acting royalty. His older brothers Joey Lawrence and Andy Lawrence were both established TV stars before Matthew found his footing. What made Jack Hunter special was the push and pull at the heart of his character. He had everything Shawn never had: money, stability, opportunity, and yet he spent the whole show trying to figure out if any of it meant anything without the connection and grit that his brother carried naturally. It was a surprisingly nuanced character study dressed up as a college sitcom, and Matthew delivered it with a charm and vulnerability that kept fans invested through every season finale. Here is a delightful piece of trivia. Matthew Lawrence attended the University of Southern California, known as USC, and excelled in biology, proving that the Lawrence brothers were far more than just pretty faces in front of a camera. He also co-founded a band with his brothers called Still 3 in 2017. In 2026, Matthew's personal life is as warm as his professional one. After his divorce from Dancing with the Stars professional dancer Cheryl Burke in 2022, he found love with Rosanda Chili Thomas of legendary R&B group TLC. The couple has described their relationship as everything they'd each been searching for. And honestly, watching a Boy Meets World alum find his Topanga moment in real life in his 40s, that is the most Boy Meets World thing imaginable. If you thought that was a beautiful transformation, hold on, because our next star has been quietly building a legacy that goes far beyond anything Hollywood could have offered. Number 7, we have William Russ as Alan Matthews. Born on October 20th, 1950, in Portsmouth, Virginia, William Russ was 43 years old when Boy Meets World began, and 50 when it concluded. In 2026, he is 75 years old, carrying every year of it with the quiet dignity of the man he played on screen. Alan Matthews was the father that television in the 1990s desperately needed. He was not the bumbling sitcom dad, not the absent workaholic, not the clueless punchline. Alan Matthews was present. He showed up at the dinner table with opinions and tenderness in equal measure. He disagreed with his children and still made them feel unconditionally loved. In a decade when family values was a political slogan, Boy Meets World put those values into the hands of William Russ and let him model them quietly, episode after episode, for millions of young viewers who were watching very carefully to see what a good father actually looked like. The impact of that cannot be overstated. Behind the scenes, William Russ has had one of the most quietly prolific post-BMW careers of anyone in the cast. He went on to appear in The Sopranos, Deadwood, Boston Legal, NCIS Los Angeles, Bosch, 911, and Animal Kingdom, a resume that speaks to a working actor of genuine depth and range. He also returned to reprise Alan Matthews in Girl Meets World, and even directed an episode of the spin-off. He has been in a long-term partnership with actress Claire Wren for over 3 decades. 2 children, steady, purposeful, real, exactly like Alan Matthews. Number 8, we have Trina McGee as Angela Moore. Born on September 6, 1969, in the Bronx, New York, Trina joined the cast of Boy Meets World in Season 5, and in doing so, changed the show forever. Angela Moore was Shawn Hunter's great love, and she was brilliant, funny, and layered in a way that felt genuinely groundbreaking for an ABC family sitcom at the time. In 2026, Trina McGee is 56 years old, and blazing with the energy of someone who has finally claimed every inch of her story. Angela Moore did something quietly revolutionary on late 90s family television. She was a young black woman portrayed as a full, complex romantic lead. Not a sidekick, not comic relief, but the actual center of one of the show's most beloved love stories. And Trina McGee brought a warmth and intelligence to that role that made Angela feel like someone you actually knew. For a generation of young black girls watching, that representation was not a small thing. It was enormous. In recent years, Trina has been refreshingly and powerfully honest about her experiences on set, speaking openly about the challenges she navigated as a black woman in a predominantly white writer's room in the 1990s. Her willingness to share those truths has contributed to broader conversations about inclusion and equity in Hollywood that matter enormously. She is a singer, a visual artist, and a mother of three, Ramia, Langston, and Ezra. She has performed at fan conventions and reconnected with her former cast in deeply joyful ways. Trina McGee is 2026's reminder that resilience has a face, and it is radiant. Number 9, we have Anthony Tyler Quinn as Mr. Jonathan Turner. Born on July 25, 1962, in New London, Connecticut, Anthony was 30 years old when Boy Meets World first aired and portrayed the unforgettable Mr. Turner, the cool, motorcycle-riding English teacher who became a crucial mentor and father figure to Shawn during some of the most emotionally intense storylines of the early seasons. In 2026, Anthony Tyler Quinn is 63 years old. Mr. Turner was a masterpiece of character writing, and Anthony Quinn brought him to life with a naturalism that made him feel like someone you wished had been your own teacher. He showed that caring about your students does not mean being soft. It means showing up again and again, even when it's uncomfortable. His arc with Shawn, a young man crying out for someone to see him, remains one of the most emotionally honest stories the show ever told. The episode where Turner is in a near-fatal motorcycle accident and Shawn sits by his bedside asking God not to take the only person who ever made him feel worth saving? 26 years later, people still can't watch that scene without tears. Behind the scenes, Anthony Tyler Quinn has led one of the most grounded lives in the entire cast. He married his wife Margaret back in 1985, and the couple has raised 2 children together. He reunited with the Boy Meets World family at the 90s con events and William Daniels' birthday celebration in 2023, showing up with the same warmth and grace he once brought to room 104 at John Adams High. In 2026, at 63, Anthony Tyler Quinn is proof that some teachers, even fictional ones, never really leave the classroom. They just keep showing up in your heart. But we cannot complete this journey without honoring the true heartbeat of the show. We've talked about the podcasters and the voice actors, the dancers and the directors, but there is one member of this cast whose story doesn't make headlines, and that in itself is the most quietly revolutionary thing about her. Betsy Randle played Amy Matthews, the mother of the Matthews family, across all 7 seasons of Boy Meets World. Born on June 24, 1955, in Chicago, Illinois, Betsy was 38 when the show began and 45 when it ended. In 2026, she is 70 years old, and she has spent the years since the finale doing something that almost no one in Hollywood ever chooses to do. She chose her real life over her public one, fully, deliberately, and without apology. Amy Matthews was the compass of the show's domestic universe. While Feeny inspired from the classroom and Alan grounded from the dinner table, Amy held the emotional weather of the Matthews home together with a steady, intuitive love that never demanded to be the center of the story. She was just there, present, warm, imperfect, and completely real. There is a particular kind of genius in playing that role and making it feel like breathing. And Betsy Randle did it for 7 years with extraordinary consistency. After the show ended, Betsy stepped away from Hollywood with grace and intention. She reprised her role in Girl Meets World, returned for reunions, and has been spotted at cast celebrations, showing up every time with the same warm energy that made Amy Matthews feel like everyone's mother. But the bright lights of ongoing celebrity, she left those behind. She raised her children, Jessica and Aaron, with her husband John Randle in Ojai, California, a small, beautiful city tucked in the valley between the Pacific Ocean and the Topa Topa Mountains. She built a private, full, unhurried life. In an industry that asks everything of you, your time, your face, your name, your privacy, choosing simplicity is not a retreat. It is an act of profound courage. Not every hero needs a spotlight. Some heroes simply choose to live, and that in itself is the most beautiful role of all. All right, before you go, we have a quick challenge for the true Boy Meets World fans in the room. Question 1. In the series finale, there is a moment that has lived rent-free in fans' hearts for over 25 years. Throughout all 7 seasons, we just knew our main character as Cory. But in the final episode, Mr. Feeny finally calls him by his actual legal first name. So here is your trivia. What is Cory Matthews' real first name? Is it A, Christopher, or B, Cornelius? Drop your answer in the comments. True fans know this one cold. Question 2. Let's do a quick living room roll call. What exact year were you born, and how old were you when you first experienced this masterpiece? Were you watching it live on ABC's TGIF lineup on Friday nights in 1993? Or did you discover it years later on Disney Channel or Disney+? Tell us in the comments. We want to build a map of every generation this show has touched. And question 3, and this is the one that will stay with you. Here is the beautiful truth. We grew up right alongside this cast. We were Cory's age when the show started. We graduated with them. We fell in love with them. We said goodbye to them on a Friday night in May 2000, sitting on a couch in a living room that felt like the safest place on earth. If you could go back in time to the exact living room where you first watched Boy Meets World, the couch, the carpet, the smell of that specific evening, who would you want sitting next to you one more time? Maybe it's a grandparent who watched TGIF with you every week. Maybe it's a best friend you've lost touch with. Maybe it's someone you miss more than words can say. Honor them in the comments below. And subscribe, because as long as we keep watching, these golden memories never really end. Mr. Feeny would want us to remember, and so we do. Class dismissed.